Hello, everyone. I'm Krooked, and this is Unscripted, the series where I take a completely unscripted look at games and give it a 1 through 10 rating. This is WWF WrestleMania for the Sega Genesis. Look at Yokozuna's face here. That's just... that's an interesting picture. There's The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bam Bam Bigelow, Lex Luger, Bret Hart. I know a lot of these wrestlers, but I'm actually not really a wrestling fan. I was back in the 90s, which is probably why I know most of these wrestlers. I also know that Razor Ramon, Scott Hall recently passed away, so, that's sad. But yeah, so wrestling. A lot of my friends are huge wrestling fans, and I don't really know much about wrestling. I do know this game looks pretty good, though. Okay. I don't know how to do any grapples. So, this game just kind of throws you in. There's not a lot telling you how to play, anything like that. This may not be playable without, the instruction book, because I just got destroyed, and I don't even know how I would stop that. Luckily, modern day, you can find the instructions for most games online with controls, or someone has written an FAQ about it. So you can get around that most of the time. But overall, if a game doesn't really tell you how to play without the instructions, that's kind of a problem, because then you end up in a situation like this where I'm just dying right away. I do like the look of this game. It looks like they did actual motion capture, which for the Sega Genesis, this is all really impressive. The audio, though, the music sounds great. All the captured audio, though, for voice effects sounds really choppy. Which, I mean, Sega Genesis sound chip, because Streets of Rage sounds that way too. And I know, a lot of you love Streets of Rage. I love Streets of Rage. But the sound for, attacks and stuff, it just sounds chunky. And that's why I've always known the Genesis for, is chunky audio. And this is no better. It has the chunky audio that everything has. But it looks really good. So, I mean, you have to give it some props for that. Anything that looks good, especially back in the day, this is going to get people interested. But today, I don't know if there's much really here without having to look up the controls that anyone would be able to do. And then it becomes a matter of effort of, okay, you get the game, you have to look up the controls, and then you're putting in an hour of work just to play a 20-year-old game, 30-year-old game, actually, nowadays. So, it's really rough to see how this game would age beyond where it's currently at. I've lost 2 matches in a row in a very, very short period of time. It's very arcade-like. I don't know if you can actually... Okay, it picked for me. I didn't even get to really pick that. I don't know if it's possible to actually do anything without knowing the exact buttons to pin something, or to pin someone. I beat Shawn Michaels up pretty good last time. But yeah, no. Unfortunately, looking good doesn't save a game too much in the long run. Because you can look amazing, but if you don't play good, or if you can't figure out how to play just by playing the game, it's a problem. A lot of games will do something where, you'll get to a wall, and the only thing you can do is jump over it. So you push a few buttons and you go, oh, okay, this button is jump. That's easy enough. And it teaches you how to play through the game. Some games just flat out tell you how the game plays. This doesn't do either of those. That's a problem, along with the chunky audio. If you played this back in the day and you had the instruction book, I mean, probably a pretty good time. Oh, hey. Okay, so that's not helpful. It kind of tells you how to play, but it doesn't really tell you how to play. So yeah, if you got it back in the day from like a rental and you didn't have the instruction book to go with it, this game would suck. It would be a waste of your rental. Because you wouldn't have any way to like look it up. You could probably button mash a bit and figure some things out. Like, I figured out the Undertaker has Fist of Doom, apparently. That's pretty cool. But overall, there's just not a lot here. Maybe if you're a super big wrestling fan. I don't think there's much I can really give this game besides a 3 out of 10 because it does have a few things that make it look really good and really cool. But I don't... Oh, I actually won! And all I did was spam one attack the entire time. I didn't do anything else. I just spammed his, like, force punch. So, yeah, I guess you can win if you just button mash enough with the right character. So, yeah, 3 out of 10 still sticks pretty hard, though. So, with all that being said, go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed what you saw. Don't forget to click the subscribe button so that way you'll be notified whenever a new Unscripted comes out, although it is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can also hit the bell so that way you'll be notified whenever a new episode drops in case there's anything that's not in the ordinary. And other than that, if you want to support the channel more, you can check out my Patreon. Link is in the description down below. Other than that, I do want to thank you for watching Unscripted, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Tonight's matchup, The Undertaker versus The Undertaker.